Hey guys, welcome back to another live stream video. Um, in this one, we're going to continue our work with um, the gameplay debugger. We want to make our own unique category. And in order to do that, I had to do some research, and I haven't made a live stream in like a week, maybe. So because I was doing research, I was following some other tutorials, trying to learn how to do this. So I did learn how to set this up. Um, so I'm going to set it up again. I'm going to follow the same tutorials as I did when I was learning. I have a copy of the files that I made that I know will work. So we're just going to recreate it together. And then I might make a separate tutorial video about this process, just depending on how much we want to do with it. There is a good resource. I'm going to link it both in. I'm going to put it in the video for the YouTube video once we get there. So let's go ahead and get started. So from this tutorial that I found online, we have to basically start with creating a module. So modules, based on this tutorial's definition, they're just containers with related classes, really. So we want to create a module specifically for our hero project, and I'm going to separate it out as like a debugging module, I suppose. So the first thing we got to do is, assuming we know the name of our module, I'm gonna just double check what I was naming it. I think it's hero debug module. Yeah, hero debug module. What we gotta start with is we gotta open up our U project. Not a lot of people know it, but there is some code in your U project. So essentially, we just gotta create a brand new, not brand new, but in the section for modules, we gotta add our module. So I'm just gonna open up the copy that I have just to make sure I get it right. Let's open it up with Sublime. Okay, so here's what I have. All I need to do is add this. So module name, hero debug module, type runtime, loading phase default. We don't have to do anything like that. So we gotta do a comma, then include that. Do we need to include hero debug? No, we're good. So we're good with the U project now. So now we actually have to create the module build file. So what we can do, I believe, no, this is the files that I have. We can go into our directory. So right now I'm working on C, hero dev, hero. And now we go to source. And now we have hero. I'm going to create a new folder here. Hero debug module. And then we gotta create a private and a, whoops, I gotta create a folder, not a shortcut. A private and public folder. And I also gotta make a module build. So basically a hero debug module .build .cs. So I'm gonna just literally copy what I have in here. So we got the hero debug module, hero build.cs. Just gonna copy that over. We can kind of just look at it. So this looks a lot like if you go into our hero folder, there's a hero build. So we got the hero build.cs, and then we got the hero debug module.cs. So the hero build right now, it includes the gameplay abilities, gameplay tags, gameplay tasks, core UI object, engine, input core, and head-mounted display. We might need to include slate later, but I'm not going to worry about that. So now we essentially just copy this and put it into its own new .build for our module. So like here, the PCH usage, I forget what PCH stands for. It's something with headers. pre-compiled headers, I think is PCH, yeah. So we copy that line, and then we whoops, no, stop. And then we have the public, this is the hero debug module, so we have all these here. I'm not sure if they're necessary. We might not just need to include hero, but I'm just going to play it safe and use pretty much the same module names. And then we have the public include paths, and that's the hero debug module / public directory that we created. And we have the private right here. And this was something I wasn't 100% sure of, but it is in the tutorial. But basically, we're saying, hey, if we're not in debug or build developers, if we're in, if we're pretty much not in shipping, like if we're not producing the final build, we're gonna go ahead and enable the gameplay debugger module name. So module. And that's what this is doing with gameplay debugger equals 1. Otherwise, we're disabling the debugger. So this is basically saying, hey, if we're in debug mode, or not in a shipping build or anything like that, enable our gameplay debugger. Otherwise, we don't want to use it. It's not needed because we're not debugging at that point. So that is our build.cs file. Now we got to create a class. And basically, I think we could just build this directly in our module. I'm just trying to remember if I need to yet include anything yet. It should just show up in our project soon. I think all right. Let's try generating the project files, and I just want to see what happens. Let's close out of Visual Studio. Let me just see how this affects the live stream. Yeah, it kind of breaks it. Let me go live again. Let me open up Unreal Game Sync. Go. And we just got to generate project files. And because we added the module, the hero debug module, it should recognize it, but I'm not 100% sure. But we do have hero, source, hero, and debug module. We have the private, public, and we have the build. I'm hoping this compiles and allows us to actually create a class correctly. Looks like it did succeed, so that's cool. That's great. So hero debug module, yes. I'm hoping this will not fail. But we'll see what happens. It takes a little bit of time. I left my phone in the other room. Might be a smart move though, so I don't get distracted. Excuse me. But just to mention while this is going, from my research and what I have everything set up, I was able to get my own unique debug category I labeled it attributes, and it actually shows the player attributes and their value. So you can see like the player movement speed and the player movement speed multiplier, which is pretty cool. Okay, so it doesn't compile. That's great. I guess I gotta create the CPP and the .h files in Visual Studio. It's not gonna let us do it through Unreal, which is fine. We just gotta create pretty much the actual module class. So we gotta create a .h and a .cpp. So we'll let Visual Studio do its thing. So here's our hero debug module. So let's add a new item. We'll do .h first. And we'll call this hero debug module.h. We gotta change the directory. So hero dev, hero source, hero debug module. And because it's .h, it's gotta go into our public. Add. And then we're gonna add another item. It's gonna be our CPP. Same name though. Hero debug module.cpp. So that public, that's going to go into our private. We can add that. So in our .h, I'm just gonna, I don't want to type it out line by line really, because I don't understand it, if that's fair enough to say. But so here's our public. Here's our debug module that I made earlier. I'm gonna just copy that in. And let me just do the same thing for CPP. Is that really empty? Oh, that's the one we're working on. Of course it's empty. Duh. Here we go. Okay, so just to kind of read this aloud. I don't know. Okay, so there is a lot that I need to take out of this. We just need the shutdown and startup. That's right. And right now, based on this tutorial, we don't need anything in here except the UE log. We can leave that. Believe everything else is okay. .h hero debug module. I'm just not 100% sure. So the define is fine. That's a local namespace. Yeah, here I'm debug module. I think that's all fine. Let's not freak out about it. But essentially, we have to call these virtual void functions startup and shutdown module. We'll add more logic to it a little bit later. I don't know exactly what this is doing, but it's whatever, I suppose. I'm going to assume this is fine. Is that not fine? Alright, let's just try to compile. Yeah, let's save everything. And let's regenerate project files. And we'll see if we can get it to compile. Telesense doing it. Okay, good. Launch, and it's gonna have to rebuild, I think. Let's just see if it does it correctly. No. Visual Studio. Let's see what we did wrong. It says we might have to delete our binaries and intermediate folders. I always forget about that. Let's try that. So we'll delete binaries and intermediate, and then let's. Oh, I never know if that's a good idea. Oh no. Okay, we're good. Where's our directory? Local hero dev hero binaries intermittent or intermediate. I don't know why I'm saying intermediate. And then generate Visual Studio projects. Okay, we're good. And let's just see what happens when we go through here. Yes, we gotta rebuild both. This might take a little while. If I did it correctly. If I mess something up, I'm sure it will immediately say so. Pretty sure my live stream's still going up. That's pretty cool. No one's in this one, but just taking care of business. Dun, dun, dun. Ah, my knuckles. But once we get this kind of category going, I think we should be able to come back to it later, because this one is strictly like the attributes, right? But maybe later we would want to also display any active tags on the player. Maybe we would want, I don't know, anything really. It just depends on how far we get into our game project, and we'll know a little bit more how we would want to debug it. I also want to look into console commands, how to make our own custom console commands. And again, also extending the editor so that we can have, the gameplay effect or gameplay ability options when we want to quickly create a blueprint. There's a lot to do, but at least we're in the project now. For the longest time, we were just chilling in Jira and chilling in Jenkins. So at least we're in this place now. Like 30 episodes later, but still, we made it. Oh. Hope everyone's doing well with the quarantine stuff too. Pretty tough, but that's just how it is. Now I'm running out of stuff to say, so I guess we have to wait, but not much longer, I assume. There we go. Okay, now it's compiling some stuff. Oh! Why? I feel like we were close. What's wrong? What did I forget? Guess we have to go into... That's fine. Let me just switch the screen here to Visual Studio. Okay. So we have that. Let's just try to compile. Let's see what error we get. So it does launch? Okay, let's not worry about it. Let's just see what happens. Let's see if we can get the actual editor to open. Yeah. So it's probably gonna fail that, yes. Does it give me the error though? No, it doesn't. Like, it's complaining about all this, and I'm not sure why. How is my directory set up? Hero module assets. So we already set up the project file. We have hero debug. So private as the .cpp. So hero debug module. So define log category. I don't understand why that's a problem. Is it because of this? Because that doesn't exist? Did I get cocky? Nothing really got cleaner. But that makes sense because this doesn't exist. We don't have to worry about the rest of this code. Implement module. That's fine. I feel like that should be enough. Let's try again. Sometimes Visual Studio just takes a long time to clean up and like figure out what it's doing. No. So still a problem. Let's see. Hash include hero debug module. Do I have to do it like that? Or was that the problem? Was that really the problem? Okay. Let's see. Yes. Okay, so it still doesn't compile. Why? Function definition 4, declare log category extern is not found. Declaration is incompatible with f log category here. Declared at line 4. So this? Why? Why is that a problem? Hero debug module. Hero debug module. Hero. So they're all hero debug module. So I knew this was going to be a problem. I suck at this. Let's see. Let me hash include modules slash module manager. So we're including the module. We have the define log category, hero debug module. Then we're defining, we gotta define the local space here. And let's not worry about this part yet. And then we have the two functions. We undefine the local namespace, and then we should call implement module like that. The .h, we have modules. Okay, now this is green instead of red. So maybe that was the problem. Oh, no, I don't want the breakpoint. I guess it was, oh! What happened? I guess that's what happens when you just copy and paste old code. You end up getting messed up, but we'll see. It's red again, so knowing us, this will not work. Yeah. Maybe we gotta do like the full compile again. So let me, whoops, I got game sync. Let's go to C, hero dev, hero, so no, binaries and intermediate. Right click, generate project files. I promise you, I did do this correctly. I guess it's the pressure of being on the live stream that's messing with me. Okay, project file, done. Yes. I hope it can get it. If it's wrong, I wish it could just give me an error. Because it just doesn't give me an error. Okay, so it's building. Okay, we're in good shape. Okay, I guess I just had to rebuild again. Okay, here it comes. Hero debug module, and it's gonna fail. Ah! Can I just launch that? No? Could I don't do I have to rebuild now? I wonder. I guess I do. Error. Hero. No, try rebuilding from source manually. Ah. I don't understand what's wrong. Let's see. This gives me sadness. Desktop. So this is fine. Maybe I don't need to worry about gameplay debugger just yet. I feel like that's not a problem though. How is this written in the tutorial? 420 version. Has the module names? Yes. The public include, so it doesn't have this. So let's get rid of that. So Unreal Build Tool, yes. Hero Debug Module, yes. Public Hero Debug Module, yeah. That seems like it's all okay. So, like, is this in the public? Yeah. So declare log category extern hero debug module all. Yes, that's right. Is this not right? Hash include module. Stop. Ah. So module manager.h. I feel like that's kosher. Ah. Hash include module. Whoa. Kill me. Modules. I hate how Visual Studio just doesn't want to be as fast as I'd like it to be. Modules, module manager.h. And then declare log extern. That's what I have. I really don't see how that's a problem. Is it an issue in the build.cs? Or a hero debug module? That's the public include hero debug module slash public. Yes. Private. Hero debug module private. Yes. Nothing special. Like, I'm including it twice. I don't want to. Like the .cpp. No. The .cpp has it as hash include hero debug module.h. Define log category. F hero. I really don't understand why it's not showing up here. Like hero debug module. .h. Like, why is it bitching about that? I'm not missing anything from this tutorial, right? Okay. Okay, I see the potential problem. You gotta ah you gotta add it. Oh my god. Hero debug. That's fine. I hate you, Visual Studio, but that's cool. Hero debug module. Stay like that. Turn green. Okay. I gotta add to the target of our project in our target editor. We gotta do the extra module names. Hero debug editor. I gotta do it here too. I think that's what we gotta do. We gotta add it to our actual hero project in a hero target.cs. So let's just see. Let's close out. Sorry. Back to where I was. Okay. So Devin, remember that in your head. Add that stuff to the target, to the build. Well, we don't know it just yet. Let's go ahead. Let's delete our intermediate and binaries. Binaries, intermediate. Cancel. What did I just delete? Binaries and intermediate. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let's try that again. Generate project files. Let's hope we did it right this time. Could not find definition for module hero debug editor. What did I do wrong? Did something wrong. Hero debug editor? Where's that error message? Exception while generating include data for hero editor. Could not find definition for module. Reference in hero editor. Oh. Why did I say editor? Hero debug module. Ah. Again, we're stupid, but that's us, right? So hero debug module. Intermediate, we can get rid of that. Let's try that again. Generate project files. Excuse me. These headphones are hurting my head. Let's see if this works. I'm pretty confident this time. But then again, I'm confident half the time and I'm wrong more times. Okay, we're good there. Let's try it now. Fingers crossed. Okay, just gotta go through all that. So that's good so far, but we know it's not. It gets past this point and then fucks up. Did we get it? Seems like it's opening up something. Yes! We did it! Alright, let's switch screens. Oops, I did not want to. Where are we? No. Gotta let the editor open. It should open. There we go. Okay, so it looked like the problem was, well, it was a couple of problems, but I'll kind of go over that in a second. But basically now what we can do is we can create a new C++ class, for example. And I think we want to create a new class for sure. But I don't know if we can create it through here, like Debugger. Like, these are our options, like, but we can create, I think we could just do an empty, right? Yeah, none, for example. So let's go ahead, we're going to create our category class. But what you want to notice here, you see hero, now we have hero debug module. So we have our actual module showing up now, which is great. So let's make a new folder. No, we don't need to make a new folder. But we'll call this. This is hard. What do we want to call it? Hero gameplay debugger category attributes. Okay. So we'll do hero debugger category attributes. We can create that class. And then once it creates the class and opens up Visual Studio, I'll kind of recap what we did in the first part, just for the sake of my own trying to remember. Because I really don't understand, like, I don't understand, like, not much about C++ just in general, like what an extern really is doing. But it's whatever, I guess. My back. Okay. So just to kind of recap, we have our hero debug module.h file, and we have our .cpp file. So here, basically, this module initializes the actual module. That's why you have the startup module, and we have the shutdown module. And here we have that information as well, the declarations. And then in the actual project, target.cs, we have to include the hero debug module. And in the editor.target.cs, we also have to have the debug module. And then in the actual hero debug module.build.cs, again, I'm not 100% sure if we need all of these. I'm just going to include them just so we have them. But you also have to pass in our public include and private include paths for it. And that's it to actually get where we are right now. Again, in the description of this video, I'll put in the tutorial I was following. It's by a guy named Orpheus. Orpheus Eleftherio. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but whatever. I'll link his tutorial. It's super helpful. It's easy to follow. Well, trust me, it's easy to follow. I'm just stupid. Just go through it. It's a text-based tutorial. It's pretty good. He also has a tutorial about what we're going to do next. It pretty much follows his other tutorial that we just followed, where we're actually going to create our category. So we did already create our .h and our .cpp for hero debugger category underscore attributes. So basically what we need to do, it's what we saw earlier. It's in the .build here. We need to include information about the debugger because we want to only include the debugger when we are in debugging mode, if that makes sense. So let's go just open up the original build here because we have this set of code. So again, checking target. So if target is build developer tools or target configuration is not shipping and target configuration is not test configuration. I don't know what, I know shipping, but I don't know really about the test one, but it's whatever. But basically if it's not a shipping build and we're using developer tools, we want to include the gameplay debugger. And I believe it's under source and developer. Yeah, gameplay debugger right here. You're not really seeing what I'm seeing because stream is looking at Unreal Engine 4. Sorry about that. Back in Visual Studio. So here you go, gameplay debugger. And we have a public definition. So with gameplay debugger equals 1, so that means it's true. We are using gameplay debugger, and we're going to be able to use this in the actual code, the gameplay debugger. So we can run specific code if it is in debugging mode. So I'm going to copy and paste some code. Let me just do it little by little. Let me just close out of these. So we're going to open up the categories .h. That's public. Okay. Close space. Thank you. So all this should be okay. So obviously we have, with gameplay debugger, that's what we just kind of defined in the build.cs. We have some forward declarations that I don't know if we'll need, if I'm honest. We'll probably need this context. Maybe we definitely need a act. Okay, I know why. We have these because these definitions have a actor. I guess just so they don't have to write them out like that. But assuming we can write it like that, we could probably get away with that and then not need forward declarations. But we'll come back to that just in case I did make a mistake. And then in our CPP, we have the definition. Well, yeah, the definitions. And this is actually the important stuff. So let's just see what doesn't look good and what messes up. Okay. Let's just add let's just add the word class to everything. Well, class. Don't know if it's necessary. We'll find out the hard way, I suppose. But essentially what we're doing, we have the, I guess that's the initializer, the constructor. In the constructor, we're not doing much. This code is bullcrap. We don't need it. But essentially, we're saying B show only with debug actor. Basically, it says draw category only when the debug actor is present. That doesn't really matter. So the debug actor is going to be the player, but you kind of have to do something weird, and I want to try to figure out a way to get around it. I'll point it out a little later. But basically, this is saying, okay, this can show no matter what, even if there's no debug actor, it's fine. The actual category. Now this makes a shareable instance of this category. I'm not 100% sure what this is for. but it just makes it a shareable instance of this category. And I guess that's referenced by the debugger in some way, and it allows it to actually get added to the actual list of debug options. You'll see later. I'm just trying to see which things we don't need. We don't need the character, which is nice. Do we need the player controller? Yeah, we don't need this check. Do we? We could definitely change this. We don't need the character. I guess we could just do if owner PC. We could just say if that's valid. That seems okay. And the .h is okay. Okay. So assuming everything's going to compile, we'll first talk about it, and then we'll try to compile it. So basically, we have our attributes. We have this category. And what I want this category to show, again, is the name of the attribute and its current value. So what we have, there's a couple overridable functions from F gameplay debug category, which will open in a minute, I suppose. Let's exit out of Unreal. We don't need that open. So here's F gameplay debugger category. It has functions for collect data and draw data. Basically, on the authority on server, it collects data, gets the owning PC, and whatever our debug actor is. Draw data gets the owning player PC, and then the canvas for the actual debugger, and we'll see that in a little bit. So those are the two functions that we right now want to override. There is this make instance, but again, I'm not 100% sure what that is. But all we need to know is that we want to collect data from the player, and then we want to draw that data for the player, or for us while we're debugging. And like I said, we need the attribute name and we need the value. And we know the value is a float. And we know the name, we can just convert it to an f string, but I believe it is already an f string. So what we're doing, we're creating a struct called f attribute data. And it has two parameters, an f string for attribute name and float for attribute current value. And because we know our player right now especially has just two values, but we know it's going to be more than that, but still 2 is more than 1, which means we'll need an array. So here we're declaring an array of this struct called attribute data. So now we have an array, an empty array that holds structs for attribute data that we can then access. So now in the C++, when we try to collect data, we check to see if the debug actor is valid. If it is, we then get the gameplay ability system component. So this is what this line is. And we have the uAbility system globals. And that has a function that gets the ability system from an actor. So here you go. So if the actor is null, return null. Then it gets the interface. If this is valid, it gets the system component. Look for component, blah, blah, blah. So it just does a lot of checks to get that component if it's there. So now we have an ability component. Now we create an array of gameplay attributes right here. And then from the ability component that we declared here, we get all attributes and save it into this array. And then we loop through this array. And then we create, so we check if the attribute's valid. If it's valid, we then create a new object called new data of type f attribute data. And if you remember, that's what this is. And then we set the individual params. So new data.attribute name equals attribute.attribute name. And then new data.attribute current value equals the ability system component, so ability comp. Get numeric value of this current attribute that we're looping through. And then now that we set those two parameters, we can then add this new struct into our array. And that's it. So we just got our data. Now we gotta draw the data. reason or another. No suitable user-defined. What's wrong here? Let me see. F maybe it just needs to compile. Let me just make sure all this is kosher. Seems okay. Nonetheless, we'll compile. We'll deal with the errors in a minute. But essentially, what we're doing is we're going through our attribute data and constructing a string that's saying attribute name colon float value. And then, so we're basically constructing that string, and then we're printing that string in a green color, and then we're emptying our attribute data just so we can refresh it, get the new set. So the last thing that we gotta do is in our actual module, we gotta add some information. I think. We'll see. We also have to declare. Let me go back to our CPP. No, yeah. I think now we can just copy this whole thing, and we should be okay. So basically, we're just registering a new category now. So here's the gameplay debugger. We're registering the new category. Here is that function for the make instance that we were looking at earlier. Notify category is changed. And then we remove it, unregister it, and then pretty much that's it. So honestly, there's a lot to kind of go over that I'm just not 100% sure of. I'm not confident enough to make a tutorial, I don't think. But let's just see if this will compile. I'm still not happy at this. I'm not sure why. We'll get an error, I'm sure. But let's try to compile. And we'll see what happens, yeah? How long have we been streaming for? An hour? Man, time flies. Okay, so it actually compiled. I'm surprised by that. Maybe it's gonna rebuild the debugger part and then fail. Maybe. Or it's just gonna crash immediately. I'm surprised. I guess that's just Visual Studio being an idiot. I don't know. I'll still assume I'm an idiot until I see this working correctly. But if this does work correctly, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to do a submit. Maybe I'll spend another like 20 minutes trying to submit all the files correctly. But I gotta submit the U project. I gotta submit the target.build.c, like all this builds.cs files, and then all these new files. Stop. Well, it's not gonna crash when it opens, so that's okay. So I spoke. Okay, so we got it. So I'm kind of curious if it's in here that we'll see the module. Yeah, hero debug module has started. That's nice. Okay. Let's not worry about the output log right now. So now we'll know if it's working. We got gameplay debugger, and here you go. We got attributes. So now that we know what's in here, I'm kind of curious, like, if we want to add more categories. Because, like, right now you have, so you got category row, category previous, you got these, an activation key. Let's forget about that right now. Let's go play. So we hit apostrophe, and there's our attributes. You'll see it here in green. And then the category, attributes. But now we need to eject and select. And now here's our actual attributes, our selected character. See, player movement speed 600, player movement speed multiplier 1. And we can kind of prove that it's working and updating. If we go into our level blueprint. So we have, see here it says 10, delay 10 seconds, and then we're updating the movement multiplier, So we have 10 seconds before it does that. Then we'll possess. So we should see player movement speed multiplier change to 3, and then back down to 1. And we see that happen, which is great. Some things I want to change though. Let me open up Perforce. Yes. Oh boy. The people. Luckily, no one's watching this on Discord because I was not showing the editor when I was doing that. So let's change the screen back to Perforce. Is that an option? Yes. Whatever. I'll just close that stream. So hero dev. Here we go. So let's actually start gathering our files first. Check out. So we have a lot so far. I don't know what myclass.cpp is. But let's mark that for add. Mark for add. What is this myclass.cpp? We'll leave it alone, I guess. Let's see what else. Check out. Yes. It's good. Checked out. Good. Oh. Check out. Player controller, you good? Yeah. Hero build, yes. Check out. A lot of code. Which one do we need to see? Settings are in default engine.ini. I thought I saw that. Yeah, default engine.ini. That's what? How is that not checked out? That's under what? Config? Are you sure it's default engine? Yeah, it is. Oh, you know why? Oh, it is connected to source control. Interesting. Continue. Cancel. I don't even want to do that. What we want to do, if you notice, we hit apostrophe. You can see AI, behavior, tree, and attributes. They're all selected, right? First, they're all set up. We want them all to be turned off by default, just because. Well, we'll keep attributes turned on because we know we want to look at those probably, but we don't need AI categories and behavior tree just yet. So you can do that in the project settings under the gameplay debugger. So you find AI, want to disable it. And then behavior tree. Disable and disable. We don't want it hidden. EQS is fine, nav mesh, perception. It's fine. Those should be okay. So now if we play, now we just have attributes. So the category says attributes. I kind of want to change that. I just gotta remember where. Probably under the module, right? No. So we have our category attributes. But where are we making this? So debug module.h, startup module. Here we go. Let's see. Let's call it character attributes. Maybe capital letters, just so it stands out. There you go. Let's just see if this works. Still good. Let's wait for that to open. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Basically, the goal is now we're going to see character attributes as the name in game, and we should also see character attributes as the category list in the gameplay debugger settings under project settings. And then maybe we can set up another category in the next stream just so it's set up for gameplay tags. I think that would be cool because we're definitely going to have to use tags. That's a given. But yeah, maybe, I don't know. There's so much to do. Okay. Project settings, gameplay debugger. Okay, so it still says attributes here. I don't like, that's not a good sign. But it does say character attributes here. So that's good. I just don't know why it says it here. Let's also I want attributes to be first. So nav mesh, override slot index, -1. We'll just put it in whatever order. Override, -1, -1. Then abilities is here, so that should be okay. Okay, so it's still, that's not the, oh, abilities is not the name that we want. Here it is, character attributes. I'm so stupid. Let's override this, make it 0. And let's override abilities. Override that, make it 1. I forget what abilities is checking. I was looking at it earlier, but I'm not 100% sure. But now, can eject, select our character, possess again, and resume. And that's nice. It has own tags and local tags and gameplay effects. The number of gameplay effects, the number of gameplay abilities, which is pretty cool. I guess we can keep that, but I think we would want to isolate. I don't know. This character walks weird. Can we change how he walks really quick? I think it's under the controller or movement component. There should be something with control rotation, right? Use controller desired rotation? No. Rotate. If true, rotate the character towards the direction of acceleration. That should work already, right? Yeah, that doesn't look good. What does this do? Is he not going to be able to rotate at all? Okay, that just doesn't do anything. 540, I think it was. Ignore base rotation. What other settings are here? I'm not 100% sure what it's doing anymore. So jump C still works, I think. 5,000. Yeah. Well, yeah, well, he kind of... Like, he's trying to, unless that's just the animation. What's the player controller doing? We don't need to worry about that. Show mouse cursor. Is there like a control? Rotate. I don't know if I'm wasting time right now, but that's bothering me. Character, rotate in direction of movement. Let's see. So that's no. You probably won't see any difference for orient toward rotation towards movement. Your camera will turn to face the direction of travel. So right now, use controller desired rotation I think is used. Controller. But that's already being used. That's so confusing. Like, shouldn't that not work if this was false? Let's forget about that for just a second. Well, let's go to hero player character. So that's true. What about our character component? So this seems like it should work. We don't need to worry about the rotation rate. Am I doing anything else here? So move forward. That should be fine. All right. If this doesn't work, we'll forget about it for now. Sometimes like those really random stuff bothers me. And I have the urge to maybe try to fix it. And I'm not good enough sometimes to fix it right away. Whoops, I did not want to open up that. Where are we at now? An hour and 20. Oh well. I keep opening up the wrong stuff. Do not want you to open. Thank you. For some reason, I'm getting like super sleepy. Let's see. 90%. Stuck on 98. That's fine. Thank you. Okay. Still doesn't. Now I can't look up and down. Ah. Something's stopping this. Spring arm. Use pawn control rotation. What's that do? Okay. So we got that again. But I want him to move to the left. Some lag would be nice. Really want to figure that out, man. Walking, jump seat velocity. Wow, why is this? The jump seat velocity is like, okay. So we want to do that 420. Okay. That's the camera. Character movement. Orient to movement. Let's say that's true. Why would this not work? Let's see. UE4 orient to movement not working. There's this video. Is it the blend spaces problem? I don't think so. So use what? Yeah? Yeah. There we go. Much happier about that. There we go. So now you go to the right, go to the left. Thank you. Do we still need orient to movement? That's in the control character movement, right? Let's see. I think that still will go. No. Yeah, it doesn't work. So you need a combination of that. Okay. Orient rotation to movement, and then in the character, yaw. What does this even do? If true, this pawn's yaw will be updated to match the controller if controlled by a player controller. Okay, so that's what that is. So now we can look around like that, which is okay, I think. So that's nice. And now we have our debug working. But I would like to figure out how to have our player character automatically selected. Let's try one thing, and then we'll call it quits. So we don't need that stuff. I guess in our hero player character, we can set that option by default. Use yaw. Use control rotation yaw. False. And then we can get the character movement component. Character.h. Do we have the character movement component somewhere? I don't know. Movement? No, we have it somewhere in here. That's possessed. Input. Get move speed. Initialize. Okay. So a character. Does that do anything? Dot orient? No. Get movement component? Can I literally just do that? Like you hero character movement component equals cast you hero character game component. Is that valid? Could be. And then if my caps lock, if movement component, you could do movement component dot orient to movement equals true. Is there a movement component? B. Is there like rotate? B. Nah, maybe we don't need to worry about it. Maybe that's valid. Let's compile and see what happens. Seems okay. But yeah, we'll definitely, if this is okay, we'll leave it here. But I want to figure out how to make the player the debug actor by like default, you know? I don't want to have to like unpossess and then select him and then repossess just to see the debugger update correctly. So we'll have to figure that out. I don't know how. I guess we would have maybe while this is loading. Like we have to collect data, right? And it has the debug actor. But I don't know where to get that information from. But whatever. So character. Let's see. So camera. Yaw. Right. No. Spring arm. No. The actual hero. Orient. No. Yaw. So use controller rotation. Yaw. Is false, which is great. I think. Right. Good. And then we got to orientation. It's true. Great. Okay. So we know that code works. And if we play, we got that, and we got a little bit of a lag. Do we need any kind of lag for... Yeah, maybe we could do a camera lag. I don't know, that looks kind of weird. Whatever, we'll leave it at that. So now let's close out of everything. Let's make sure we have everything we want to submit. So we got the U project file, we got the default engine INI, which is where we were making changes to the debugger, gameplay effects. Yeah, this is all from like the other week as well. Hero editor build, yes. Our debug module, yes, that's everything, I believe. I just don't know what myclass.cpp is. Does that even exist? I don't think it does. Let's just revert that. So we got the debugger build.cs, got the attributes category, we got the actual module. We got the two here, we got the U project file. Is there anything else that we need to have? Good. Good. We might need to do that. Oh, they're already added to the project. We're okay. Good. Checked out. Yes, we just made changes to that. Is it another third person? No, third person CVP maps. Build data. Okay. We'll include that. Dry data cache. We don't care. Let's look through our code. Yes. And yeah. Hero build. This is not hero player character. Good. Good. Okay, I think we're okay. New hero debug module and attributes category. I needed to update the U project file, build.cs files, etc. Updated player character movement and rotation. Attributes are working. No. Speed attributes are working. I think we're okay. What happened? What happened? Of course. What happened? I thought we saw this problem before. Open for read. So we can't find. Let's try this. So it did that. It did that. What's wrong? Hero. What's wrong here? What are these? So hero, source, hero. Oh. Just not good files, I suppose. Let's try that again. We're good. Okay. Now, I wish I didn't have to do that in 3 different things, but whatever. So let's just try to update our let's update our depot. So why is that not showing the names, tab names? Workspace name? Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's see if this works. Not 100%. I might fail if I need to delete the binaries and everything. But we'll see. We can close out of everything else. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-da-ba-da. Okay. This will confirm that everything is okay. Pretty much. Like if I didn't forget a file or things aren't properly cleaned up on this other stream, but we should be good. But I don't want to sound cocky. So that's just me. So it's binding. Okay, we're doing good. Compiling now. I don't know what it's doing with git status. But we'll let it do its thing. Yeah, I don't need it to do git stuff. I don't understand why it does that. Okay. Build. And then we'll know the true situation when our Jenkins does a build on Friday. Should do an automated build. And we'll see if that fails. And it was kind of weird, like Jenkins was shut down the other day. Like my server wasn't up. But now it should be okay. Localhost 8080. How are we doing on this compiling? It always takes a long time to open this too. I don't know why. You know, it could be shut down. Again. Now it's open. It's loading. Like I had to open up services and like start it up. I hope I don't have to do anything special inside of Jenkins to get the hero module, the debug module to work. But yeah, for whatever reason, Jenkins just wasn't running, so I had to turn it on. We're almost at 100 builds. Cool. Took 2 minutes. You could put editor command line arguments. Whoa. Then we're doing debug game. Let's prefer sync settings. Okay, now it's actually compiling. We can have a scheduled sync. Every day at let's do 8 a.m. It's getting stuck on this one. What else can we set up? Application settings. This is where I wanted it. Depot. That's why I couldn't do this before. So I hit OK. It says unable to find that information. Maybe I have to update it. Depot. Like that, maybe? Maybe I could just do that. No. What is it looking for? Unreal GameSync.exe. Okay, so the update succeeded. So a depot, and now this one, maybe? So engine, no, Unreal, GameSync.exe. Let's close out of that. What's the properties of this shortcut? Probably what I need. Depot, engine, source, programs, Unreal GameSync. So maybe this one? Unable to find. Maybe this is it. That's so annoying. I don't know what this is. Okay, whatever. So we have, now this is the depot, right? Yeah, depot, character attributes. Now we have our attributes, and it's updating. Yes, okay, so we know depot's good. I want to figure this out. Is there like information on this? Like, Unreal Game Sync. Yeah, depot path. Play. I've looked this up. No, there's no information on that. Maybe I don't need a depot path. Is there even a release folder? So Unreal Game Sync. Bin. What's this launcher? Oh, is it still the same thing? Okay, I'm gonna forget about it. I'm just gonna get more frustrated. So we got everything going. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll make sure again, I'll link the tutorials that I followed to set up the module and to set up the category. In the next stream, I'll maybe want to set up another category for the actual tags. I also want to look into console commands. I also want to look into making the player the default debug actor, so we don't have to, unpossess. Select the character, possess again to get the information going by default. So there's a lot still to do. Before I go, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you have any questions, make sure to comment on the video with your question or join the Discord server. I'll link in the description for the Discord server. Please feel free to join. Make sure to like the video and tune in next week for more. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.